So just finishing up our last roll here at the rim, and again the knotting pattern is the neighbors to each strand. Put them together in just a simple overhand knot. Like so. So there you pretty much have it. This again would be serviceable for any intents and purposes, and we could continue to knot this up if you wanted to. If you wanted to just to continue making a weave, that would be your choice. Again, you could knot this up, you could braid this end even by itself. Again, we can take the duct tape off now. We just needed the duct tape to help us get started, help us keep us on track. And again, the slots are there to help keep this seated so it's not going anywhere. This is going to be the start of our carrying case. So even at this stage, you could end this and then just make a loop to attach onto your belt or to your pack, and you have a canteen. So you could stop here if you wanted to, but we're going to go further and kind of doll this up a little bit. So what I'm going to do next is I want to take this and I want to give myself probably about a half a hand or so of space here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do a figure 8 knot because it's actually fairly pretty, and a figure 8 knot goes back on itself. It's like an overhand knot, but it goes back on itself. So what you do is you want to make sure these are tight. I want to make sure I have all of them are even, and then I want to go back and around and through all my strands. Like so. Make sure all the strands are pulled through evenly, and there's my knot there. Okay. And just pull them all evenly and kind of adjust your knot. I want this to be nice. Okay. And again, like I said, at this point, this part can be braided, it can be tasseled, you could add beads to it, bells, whatever. This is now functional. This is now very functional. Okay, we've got our cork, put a stopper in there, and we're good to go. So at this stage, if you wanted to stop, you certainly could stop. It's serviceable, but we're going to keep going. Okay, now we've basically created a serviceable canteen or container with a carrying net, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the tassels off here. You could go ahead and braid this however you want to braid, and then on the end here you could attach this however you want to attach it. Basically loop this through, and actually I'll just go ahead and demonstrate it. So I'm just going to do a quick twist, quick reverse twist. I'm going to split my strands up evenly, and then this is just a quick reverse twist, just to kind of give you an idea. Now whenever you knot or braid or twist cordage, you are going to give up some length. So always, cut your cordage with that in mind, so you have enough. And obviously we had more than enough to finish creating this to have now a potential handle for our canteen. Okay, so we pretty much have this here, and then I want to go into the bottom, and I can take the bottom here and I can just thread this through the bottom like so. And then if I wanted to be really clever, I could reverse twist this back into the body of it, or just to keep it simple, just make another overhand knot. Nothing fancy. Again, I'm about simple but effective. And there. And now we have a carrying case for our canteen, and it's going to hold it. We can carry it this way if we wanted to, or we can carry it this way, loop it to a belt, loop it to a pack so it stays upright and doesn't spill on us, so on and so forth. So even right now, this is pretty much done at this stage. But we're, like I keep saying, we're gonna go further. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these tassels off, and cut it pretty close, like so. And we're gonna use these. I don't like to waste cordage. I don't even really like to cut cordage. I really hate it, especially after you've harvested it, extracted it, and twisted it. The last thing I want to do is cut it up. So that's why knowing how to knot and braid is very important, because you can always shorten the length of your rope and not have to cut it. So, but we're going to use these, and for the design that I'm going for with this canteen, we're going to need some of these tassels. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take the length of these. What I want to do is I want to cinch these up nicely together. Actually, I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to have them meet their neighbors and cinch them up like so. Okay, and what I'm going to do is going to be pretty neat. I think you'll appreciate it. And otherwise I could do it this way, but I want the neighbors to meet together for what I'm about to do. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to whip stitch, or we're going to add whipping to the length to the body of the top of our net case. So I want to create a loop or create a bite, and then lay it along the length of what I'm trying to whip. And with cordage, it's a little tough. It's very similar to adding servicing to a bowstring. But if you have it taut, the string taut, then this process is easy. But essentially, you just wrap the longer end around itself and what you're trying to whip, and go all the way up towards the loop. And we may need a little bit more string, but we got plenty of string, so we should be all right. So I want to just wind this all the way up, just like so. My fingers are probably in the way, but essentially this is what you want, okay? And then when we get to the end, very end, I want to go ahead and tuck the string into the loop. And I want to find my end string and pull it. And it cinches tight like so. And then I can go ahead and I can snip the loose ends tightly. So what I want to do is go around and do them to each one of the neighbors to finish this our net case off.